My cheating wife made a shocking request that destroyed her life. Reddit cheating stories. I never thought the woman I once called the love of my life would one day look me in the eyes and make a request so absurd, so cruel, that it would shatter everything she had built, including her own life. It all started 12 years ago when I met Emily. She was radiant, spontaneous, and full of life. I was a quiet, hardworking man who found peace in structure. She brought color into my dull world, and I believed that together, we could weather any storm. We married after 2 years of dating, bought a modest home, and built what I thought was the perfect life. For years, everything seemed fine, at least on the surface. I worked long hours as a mechanical engineer to give us comfort and stability, while Emily worked part-time as a photographer. She often complained about feeling bored, about how life had lost its spark. I tried to be understanding. I took her on trips, surprised her with gifts, and even suggested we try marriage counseling. She always smiled and said she didn't need that we were fine. But she wasn't fine. And neither was our marriage. The first sign came when she started staying out late, claiming she had extra shoots, or client dinners. I wanted to trust her. After all, trust was the foundation of our relationship. But as days turned into weeks, and her warmth turned cold, my gut told me something was wrong. One night, she came home past midnight, smelling faintly of cologne, a scent I didn't own. When I asked about it, she laughed it off, saying she had hugged a male model during a shoot. I tried to believe her, but a tiny crack had formed in my heart that night. Then came the request that would change everything. It was a quiet Sunday morning. We were having breakfast when she suddenly put down her coffee and said, "Daniel, I want to talk to you about something important." Her tone was calm, too calm. "What is it?" I asked, setting my fork down. She took a deep breath. "I think we should open our marriage." I froze. The words didn't make sense at first. "What do you mean, open our marriage?" "I mean," she continued, "we've both grown so much. Maybe we need to explore other connections. It doesn't mean I don't love you, it just means I want freedom too." Freedom. That word echoed in my mind like a cruel joke. "Emily," I said carefully, "are you seeing someone?" She hesitated, just for a second, before saying, "No. I just think it would be healthy for both of us." But that hesitation told me everything I needed to know. Over the next few days, I did something I never thought I'd do. I became a detective in my own home. I checked phone records, followed subtle clues, and eventually installed a GPS tracker in her car. Within a week, I had the proof. She was meeting someone, a man named Chris, her photography client. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I decided to let her bury herself deeper in her lies. One evening, I told her I agreed to her idea of an open marriage. Her eyes lit up, and she hugged me tightly, whispering, "I knew you'd understand." But little did she know, I was setting the stage for her downfall. Over the next few weeks, I played the role of the supportive husband. Meanwhile, I quietly gathered evidence, messages, photos, and even videos. She became careless, spending nights out and lying straight to my face. Every time she did, I felt something inside me die, but I stayed calm. I had a plan. Then came the day of reckoning. Emily came home one evening, dressed beautifully, her hair styled, makeup flawless. She smelled like the cologne again. I told her I had cooked dinner for us. She smiled, completely unaware that her entire world was about to collapse. As we sat at the table, I said, "Emily, I have something to show you." I turned on the TV, connected my laptop, and played a compilation of photos and videos, every single proof of her affair with Chris. Her smile vanished instantly. She tried to speak, but no words came out. "How long?" I asked, my voice trembling but calm. Tears welled up in her eyes. "It's not what it looks like, Daniel." It's exactly what it looks like," I interrupted. "You didn't want an open marriage. You wanted permission to cheat." She broke down, sobbing, begging for forgiveness. But I was done. I had already contacted a divorce lawyer days before. The next morning, I handed her the papers. That was when her shocking request came, the one that destroyed her life. "Daniel," she cried, "please, don't tell anyone. Especially my parents. I'll lose everything. My reputation, my clients, my family. Please, can we just pretend this never happened?" I looked at her, the woman who had lied, cheated, and manipulated me, and realized she still cared more about her image than our marriage. I'm sorry, Emily, I said coldly. You destroyed this, not me. When the divorce became public, word spread quickly in our small town. Her photography business collapsed. Clients withdrew. Her parents disowned her after learning the truth. And Chris. He left her the moment things got messy. A few months later, I heard she had moved to another city, living in a small apartment, struggling to rebuild her life. Meanwhile, I slowly started healing, focusing on myself, reconnecting with old friends, and eventually finding peace. One evening, about a year later, I received an email from her. It read, "Greater than, Daniel. I don't expect forgiveness. I just want to say I ruined the best thing I ever had. You were loyal, patient, and kind, and I threw it all away for a fantasy. I hope one day you find someone who truly deserves you." I didn't reply. There was nothing left to say. Looking back now, I realize her request for an open marriage wasn't about freedom, it was about guilt. She wanted to justify her betrayal by making it mutual. But life has a way of punishing dishonesty, and Emily's own choices became her downfall. My story isn't about revenge, it's about rediscovery. I learned that no matter how much you love someone, you can't save a relationship built on lies. Sometimes, walking away is the most powerful act of self-respect. And as for Emily, her shocking request didn't just destroy our marriage. It destroyed her life. But for me, it was the beginning of a new one.